Adrienne, you just saw Dungeons and Dragons: Honor Among Thieves. Jesse and I haven't had a chance to see it yet, but go nuts. Tell us everything.
I loved this film. I had such high hopes for it, whether or not I wanted to, and it really delivered. It was it was from the get-go hilarious, adventure and action filled. My favorite aspect was the detail of the universe because Dungeons and Dragons is limitless. It is everything. You can literally become everything in that game, and the creatures and the plants, the scenery, the different types of like magic people or like non-human characters, all of that stuff. These things were so intricately done. I don't know how long it took them to come up with every little follicle that they designed. I'm sure they probably had a billion different D&D like diehards that they spoke to when they were storyboarding these things. They just had to because it was unreal visually. I want to watch it again just so that I can pay attention to all of those details. The characters were extremely lovable. You'll really like Zenk. He's like one of the kings who's got this reputation for being just so perfect and noble. You're really gonna like him. He's a really pleasant surprise. Not in it for as long as I had hoped, but he was great. And Michelle Rodriguez plays Holga, who is Chris Pine's like right hand woman. She was my favorite in this film. She needs to do more things like this that showcase her comedic ability because she's really, really good at it. And I mean, on top of the action, which she absolutely crushed because she's the most badass character in this whole film. Chris Pine, as usual, is suave, funny, really clever, and always has some way to get out of whatever situation they're in. He's really, really lovable too. All of them have great chemistry. Justice Smith, who plays Simon, who's like a wannabe sorcerer and like a nerd, sort of like who hasn't broken into what's going to make him badass yet. He's really great and really funny. And even though they're all providing comedic relief throughout the film, he has his own little quirky way of doing it, which I loved as well. Like I would watch a spin-off just involving him. And Hugh Grant was great at being the villain, which he's been doing a lot of lately, like in The Gentleman and Operation Fortune. He is
He's
so
popped
good
up in
at doing it.
a few things lately, hasn't he?
Yeah, after The Gentleman, he has just been like skyrocketing. But he's really good in this, and he's so conniving but still so charming. He just is born with this ability, and it's just such a fun ride. I hope they make a trilogy at least out of this because I'm all here for it.
It really does feel like they're trying to set up a franchise just by the way they're doing it. And why not? Like Dungeons and Dragons is such a well-known IP, especially since Stranger Things has kicked off.
Yes.
I'm really happy to hear that because, as you guys may recall, my biggest fear going in was this was going to be, discount Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, you were a bit critical of it.
Yeah.
I was really skeptical in this film, but the reviews are sounding good. Look, it sounds like they picked the right writers for this tone. By getting like proper comedy people behind the camera. I did see a comment online, which I think kind of sums up maybe why the D&D fan base getting behind this film as opposed to the other one, which was something under the lines of, sure, a lot of people think of Dungeons and Dragons as like, guys with swords and dragons and all that. But anyone who's actually played Dungeons and Dragons would tell you that like, it always comes down to the silliest situations, like people improvising and people making crazy decisions and getting to silly scenarios. And so I don't know if it was intentional on the filmmaker's part, but maybe that was the element they wanted to capture, or maybe just a nice coincidence due to the box office these days loving the more lighthearted comedy vibe. Either way, it seems to have really connected with like the core fan base. And
yeah,
that's the important thing when you're doing an adaptation. So good on them. Hey,
100%.
Can I just ask? I've heard the I can't remember who told me. Someone told me that apparently the trailer insinuates that there's way more comedy than there actually is. It takes itself a bit more, like the movie actually takes itself a bit more seriously than the trailer implies it will. Is that correct? Or
I feel like it's a very even balance.
Okay.
Like it's pretty even. The comedy is always there. Like there's not really any moments that it's not present, but they definitely, the whole thing isn't just like joking around and stuff either.
Yeah.
From also what I know, one of my favorite scenes is when they have to talk to these dead bodies. And I just found out yesterday that these corpses are apparently played by Auntie Donna.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So the three of them, like they have to get information from these guys who were in a battle, but they're all dead. And they have the sorcerer has this coin that allows you to only wake up dead people for 5 questions. And they are hilarious. The makeup is amazing. And
do they ask them if they got a little put?
You gotta watch it. But yeah, Auntie Donna made it into Dungeons and Dragons. How cool is that?
There's a TikTok of them going around talking about, I think they're doing voices or something for the movie. And when it came out, like there wasn't really much context. And I saw all the comments, but people were like, is this a joke? Are they like joking about being in the movie? Are they actually in the movie? There's a lot of confusion there. And I was in that camp. It's like, are Auntie Donna actually attached to this, or are they actually in the movie, or are they just like doing like a troll or a parody? But no, that's awesome.
It's the thing. I had no idea who they were, but they stole the movie for me just in that scene. I thought it was so well.
Oh, you don't know who they were?
No, well, I know who they are, but like when I watched it, had no clue who was playing these people.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah.
Awesome.